Hello, welcome to another deck artwork video. So I'm looking forward to this one. We're up to Commander 2017. So for this iteration of the Commander product in 2017, they did actually go down to 4 decks instead of the usual 5. And with this particular year, they didn't do the normal trick of having various colour combinations. Like some years it was, shards, and other years it was wedges, and there were like 2 colours and mono colours, those sort of things. This one, that thing of trying to get a balance across the decks with different colour combinations went out the window, and the 4 decks, each of the decks was built round a specific creature type. So this is the Dragon deck, and we'll be going through, and all of these, I suppose you could argue that the 4 decks, the ones they chose were sort of popular creature types. So dragons was one, I think vampires was another, and so on. Those sort of things. This was called Draconic Domination. The other reason why I like this particular deck actually over the others is it's an interesting deck to have because you can use it as a shell to play around with 5 colours. So you can sort of strip out all the dragon specific cards and then substitute in with other cards and another Wooburg commander where you might want to go for a different strategy. So let's have a look at the cards and try and just see as well, mainly what this is all about, the sort of artwork that there was in this deck. I'll include a link to the original unboxing so that you can see the various actual rules text on the cards. And because I did originally unbox this, and let's go through here. So we've got the main commander and then the 2 alternate commanders. Ramos was interesting because from its casting cost it looks like its colour identity is, well, it has no colour identity, but because of the presence of the Wooburg colours in the rules text, it's a 5 colour commander. But additionally, as well, you had Scion of the Ur Dragon. So what I've done with this particular deck in terms of the order, as you can see, I've got the legendary creatures here at the front. I'll know the number of legendary creatures at the front here. And you can see there's a lot of dragons, but a lot of those dragons were legendary creatures. So another thing about this deck, because of that, if you were just generally interested in playing around with commander decks that had legendary dragons as their commander, then this was a great deck for that. Because it had a lot of them in various colour combinations. So yeah. And of course no dragon deck would not be complete without a steel Hellkite. I suppose you could argue no EDH deck would be complete without a steel Hellkite. You can see we've started to move on to the regular non-legendary creatures, but still the dragons keep coming. Yeah, definitely a good starting point for a dragon toolkit, I think. And it is amazing the amount of, as we saw there, the amount of legendary dragons in here. It'd be interesting when we get to the other decks, you know, what we see in terms of creature types, and particularly legendary creature types for all the different decks. So there's probably a number of cards in here that would, you know, provide utility to, you know, non-dragon decks. So onto our rare lands. And then our lower rarity cards now. We've got some curses here. And of course the advantage with this deck in terms of utility is we have access to all colours of magic. And it'll be interesting to see, because of the need to fix for 5 colours, the presence of all the sort of classic green mana ramping stuff. With 5 colours, it'll be interesting to see what our basic land content looks like. You can see we've got a number of mana rocks as well. So we're on to the lower rarity non-basic lands, and you'll notice to get the 5 colours we have a number of the tri-lands at the lower rarities. So basically the stuff from sets where they needed to fix for 3 colours of mana, both in terms of shards and wedges. So you can probably guess what sort of sets they came from. Also, you can see we have the Vivids as well. All 5. So we now move into our non-basic land. So let's see how many we get of each colour and how many times the artwork replicates or duplicates itself. So So 3 planes, one each a different piece of artwork. Three islands again, each different piece of artwork. Three swamps, same thing. So I think we can see where this is probably going to go based on the, the need to fix here. Oh, we have 4, 5 mountains. Yep. Oh, 6. There we go. 6 mountains. So 2 each a piece of the 3 pieces of artwork. And now looks like we come on to a number of forests. Just 3 forests, which is interesting. So obviously the bulk of the basic land base is in red, because a number of the cards here, particularly the dragon cards I suppose, have red in the casting cost. So this is the first time I've looked at this deck properly apart from just sorting it, and I was half expecting there to be a lot more green in here in terms of the basic lands, but of course you're getting also a lot of green from the those tri-lands and various other means. I was just thinking it in terms of trying to cast all of the green ramp spells. So we're now on to the tokens. And you can see to help with the generation of mana, we have some treasure tokens here, or sorry, gold tokens more correctly. The gold tokens obviously being generated, and a number of quite weird cat dragon tokens as well, something spitting out cat dragons. Which you can see there are many. Quite a few here with a cat dragon on one side and a dragon on the other. And occasionally you'll see a change in the artwork, even though the token itself is the same in terms of power and toughness and its keyworded ability, if it has any. there we go. So there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed that flip through of the deck artwork. Thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.